Dan Markel was the kind of man people respected. A law professor at Florida State University, smart, kind, and dedicated to his students. In 2006, he married Wendy Adelson, and they built a life together in Tallahassee. They had 2 sons, born in 2009 and 2010, and from the outside, it looked like a happy family. But this isn't an episode about the breakdown of their marriage. This is an update of the case of Dan's murder, the trial and sentencing of Wendy's mother, Donna Adelson. In Season 4, Kai did an episode on the full case of Dan Markel, and here's a short synopsis. In 2014, Professor Dan Markel was murdered in his Florida driveway in what would unravel into a murder-for-hire plot tied to his ex-wife's family. Over the next decade, police would link the killing to bitter custody battles, secret payments, and multiple arrests, including the eventual convictions of the hitmen and Wendy Adelson's brother. And that's not even everyone. To hear that full, shocking case, you can click on the link in the show notes. I would actually listen to that episode if you missed it or if you forgot about that case before you listen to this episode. While you're weighing your options, we'll go ahead and do the intro.
Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. Thank you so much for joining us for this Florida Man Friday episode. Although this is an update of a full case, which Kai narrates on Mondays, this case was committed in Florida. That's why the update is happening on Friday. We are Kai's AI co-hosts, Jessica, Jane, and Jensen. Kai researches and writes every episode that we narrate for her on Wednesdays and Fridays. Are you not into hearing AI? You can simply tune in to Kai, herself, with Monday's full episodes. So you don't miss that. Go ahead and subscribe on whatever platform you're on right now. You can also subscribe for free on the Patreon, patreon.com/loveandmurder. You do get some benefit for joining for free, but if you want more, helping Kai be the voice of the victims, get bonus episodes, get ad-free episodes, early drops, and even sometimes seeing behind the scenes, then go ahead and join using a bonus tier like the $5 a month tier, patreon.com/loveandmurder.
So now you've either paused to go and listen to the case of Dan Markel, or you've chosen to continue with this episode first. But either way, let's get back to your Florida Man Friday case.
Wendy came from a wealthy South Florida family. Her mother, Donna Adelson, was the controlling matriarch of the bunch, and her father, Harvey, ran a dental practice where Donna sometimes worked part-time. Donna was born in 1952 and grew up in New York. She went to Queens College, became an elementary school teacher, and later married Harvey Adelson, a fellow New Yorker. In 1971, Harvey had just finished dental school at Temple University in Pennsylvania, and together they built the kind of life that looked perfect from the outside, comfortable, successful, and family-focused. The couple had 3 children: Robert, born in 1974, Charlie, born in 1976, and Wendy, born in 1979. Donna eventually stopped teaching and became a full-time homemaker, though she still helped out part-time at Harvey's dental practice. By the late 1980s, the Adelsons had settled in Coral Springs, Florida. The Adelsons were affluent, social, and deeply connected in Coral Springs. They valued appearances, success, and family loyalty. They were well known in their community, active in charities, volunteering, and deeply involved with the Coral Springs Synagogue. Donna was described as a hands-on mom who pushed her kids towards success, always emphasizing education and achievement. And other people described the family's atmosphere as Donna's word was law. Over the years, their older son Robert became estranged from the family, leaving Charlie and Wendy to remain in the tight orbit of their mother's control. Charlie grew up and followed in Harvey's footsteps and became a dentist. Wendy, the youngest, earned a law degree and married Dan, a brilliant academic from Toronto. But by 2012, Dan and Wendy's marriage was over. They separated that year and finalized their divorce in 2013. The custody battle that followed turned bitter fast. Wendy wanted to move back to South Florida with the kids to be closer to her family, but the court denied the request. The judge ruled that the boys needed both parents and that shared custody in Tallahassee was in their best interest. To Donna, that was unacceptable. Prosecutors said that Donna saw Dan as an obstacle between her daughter and her grandchildren, and she wanted him gone. Emails revealed how far she was willing to go. In one message, Donna told Wendy to offer Dan $1 million to let her move with the boys. In another, she suggested threatening to convert the children to Catholicism if Dan didn't agree, knowing that would get under his skin. According to Robert, Donna hated Dan. By July 2014, Dan Markel was dead. He was shot twice in the head while pulling into his garage in Tallahassee. Investigators eventually pieced together the plot. It took years, but the wiretaps and surveillance finally did them in. Charlie was the first to face trial and convicted in November 2023. 1 week later, detectives made another move, this time for Donna. She and Harvey were arrested at Miami International Airport with one-way tickets to Vietnam through Dubai, 2 countries with no extradition treaty with the US. Donna insisted she wasn't fleeing. She told the court she and Harvey were just shocked and traumatized after Charlie's conviction and wanted to go away somewhere for peace. Nobody believed her. On November 21st, 2023, Donna made her first court appearance and was charged with first-degree murder, solicitation of murder, and conspiracy to commit murder. From there, things spiraled. In jail, Donna's polished upper-class image cracked fast. She shook and cried on the stand at a February 26, 2025 pretrial hearing. She described being moved through phases of protective custody and living in an annex with 65 other women, saying that she'd been assaulted multiple times. Once in the shower,
All of a sudden, I felt a hand go up my back from the top of my butt up my back.
she cried while recounting the story and said the inmate ran away when she screamed. She told the court that while brushing her teeth, she was assaulted again, which led to an ongoing extortion.
Unless you want those pretty white teeth knocked out of your mouth, you're going to buy me commissary.
Donna said she did as she was told.
One thing I've learned since I've been there, you don't snitch. You don't tell on anyone.
She complained about medical neglect, saying she had to use sanitary pads to stop bleeding from a cut. Because no one gave her proper care, Donna also detailed medical issues, including sciatica and earwax buildup. Her lawyers pushed for bond, but the judge wasn't moved. In March 2025, citing her attempt to leave the country, Judge Stephen Everett ruled that she was a flight risk and denied bond. Then came the fight over a jail phone call, a recording from November 2023 where Donna talked to Charlie. She argued the call should be suppressed because she thought it had ended when he hung up. She acknowledged the warning that jail calls would be recorded but maintained. It ended when Charlie hung up. But prosecutors said she simply didn't hang up the phone and did not impact its admissibility. If you want to hear about that call, listen to the initial episode if you haven't already. The link is in the show notes below. The judge sided with the prosecution and denied the motion to suppress. By August 2025, Donna was finally on trial and the courtroom was packed. The trial lasted weeks. Prosecutors painted her as a domineering mother who pulled the strings and helped fund the hit. Katie Magbanua, Charlie's ex-girlfriend and the go-between, testified against Donna, as did her son Robert, telling the court that Donna hated Dan. They played phone calls, showed bank records, and brought in witnesses who said Donna confessed behind bars. One of them, Patricia Bird, told the jury that Donna admitted her role during daily conversations. Another, Drina Bernhardt, nicknamed Donna's jailhouse daughter, testified that Donna even gave her a handwritten script of fake testimony to memorize about Katie. A jailhouse informant also alleged that Donna was offering to pay for witness testimony in her trial. Prosecutors cited overlapping communication records between Harvey, phones belonging to 2 defense team members, and meetings, suggesting arrangements to tamper with witnesses. This investigation was looked into by the FBI, Tallahassee Police, and prosecution, though no charges were filed. The defense claimed there was no direct evidence linking Donna to the murder. They said Charlie acted independently and that Donna was being scapegoated for her son's crimes. The defense team vehemently denied any suggestion that they utilized privileged visits to coordinate illegal acts, calling the accusations reckless and deeply offensive. Donna didn't testify in her own defense, but her body language said plenty. She rolled her eyes during the trial, muttered under her breath, and was repeatedly warned by the judge to stop her outbursts. On Thursday, September 4th, 2025, after just 3 hours of deliberation, the Leon County jury came back with a verdict. Guilty on all counts: first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation. When the words hit the courtroom, Donna gasped, whispered "oh," and started shaking. She sobbed as Judge Everett told everyone to stay quiet, warning that no further outbursts would be tolerated. At sentencing, held on October 13th, 2025, Donna walked in wearing her prison uniform, visibly thinner and pale. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the first-degree murder charge, which is mandatory under Florida law. Then she got 30 additional years for the conspiracy and solicitation charges. The judge ordered those to run consecutively, basically ensuring that she would die behind bars. Before the sentence was finalized, Donna spoke. Through tears, she said,
"My son-in-law, Dan Markel, was a fine and decent man. He was a good son-in-law, but more importantly, he was a caring and loving father."
But then she shifted to defiance, saying,
"The people who did this act are exactly where they deserve to be. But I had no knowledge that this horrible, evil act was going to take place. I would have stopped it."
She demanded to know where the evidence was, asking the judge,
"Why does the state now say I, this grandma, was the mastermind behind this murder?"
Judge Everett cut her off more than once, asking, "Is the defense trying to re-argue the trial?" and warning that the court can take into consideration the utter lack of remorse that you are displaying. Donna pleaded at him, saying,
"I've never even gotten a parking ticket, and yet I'm being sent to prison for a crime I did not commit. I swear to you on my life, I was not involved in any way with Danny's murder."
Harvey spoke next, defending her and lashing out at the court, saying,
She has done nothing wrong and yet is being punished for a crime she did not commit. This is not justice. It is vengeance, and it is wrong.
Dan's mother, Ruth Markel, watched the sentencing remotely as the family finally saw a measure of justice. She said, quote, "We have lost a treasure. My son Dan's life was cut tragically short at 41 years old." Ruth called Donna's speech disrespectful and delusional, saying her tears were not for Dan's death but for her own downfall. Donna became the 5th person convicted in connection with Dan Markel's murder. Charlie, Katie, and Sigfredo are all serving life sentences. Luis Rivera took a plea deal and is serving 19 years. Wendy and Harvey, though never charged, are considered unindicted co-conspirators. At 75, Donna is now serving her life sentence at the Florida Women's Reception Center in Ocala. She's filed for a new trial and continues to claim innocence, but the court has already made its decision and quickly denied the appeal. On Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, she filed a notice of appeal with the First District Court of Appeals, indicating she is appealing the guilty verdict, her life sentence, and pretrial and evidentiary rulings. As of this recording, there's no word on the decision of this appeal. However, I would be shocked if they granted it. After more than a decade of lies, wiretaps, and courtroom drama, the Adelson family's web finally unraveled. And for the Markels, it marked the end of an 11-year fight for justice. A long, painful journey that began with a gunshot in a driveway and ended with the matriarch who started it all behind bars.
And that is the update of the murder of Dan Markel. What do you think? Do you think Donna is innocent or guilty? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Don't forget, you can join the Patreon for free or by using a bonus tier, and leave your comment over there too. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. Thanks for your time, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.